Now, because Ian's impact is so widespread, it feels very different for some families depending on exactly where they live. 10 TV's Brittany Bailey talked to two people who saw very different sides of the storm. Brittany.
Well, Andrew, many of us here in Ohio may have family or friends in Florida. We've surely worried about their safety and their homes, but it's a much different experience when you're a former Ohioan now living in Florida.
Kaylee Moore and her boyfriend PJ are proud Ohio natives and OSU graduates. But as of 2 weeks ago, they call Florida home.
Yeah.
Moore wasn't exactly sure how to prepare for her first ever hurricane, so she reached out for advice on social media.
At first, everyone was kind of saying, oh, it's not a big deal. It's just going to be another rainy day, that kind of thing. But obviously in Ohio, we don't have hurricanes. So I was a little nervous, wasn't really sure what to do. And then as it kept getting stronger and stronger, people started getting a little more worried in those Facebook groups.
As it turns out, her home on Merritt Island near Cape Canaveral fared pretty well. Warning alarms on their phones did wake them up in the middle of the night, but they only saw high wind and heavy rain.
Once I got up, we had power, our internet was working, there was some water in the hallway. So I just kind of mopped that up and it was fine for us, luckily.
For those on the Gulf side of Florida, it was a much different story. This is video from Port Charlotte from the Ohio Storm Chasers. Aaron Rigsby went from there to Fort Myers Beach, where the devastation was overwhelming.
And there was just homes completely missing, slabs and slabs. You were seeing the ocean in places that you weren't supposed to be able to see the ocean. And there was dozens and dozens of cars either just abandoned or all piled up next to each other against buildings and other places that they came to rest once they couldn't go anywhere from the storm surge. I'm willing to put myself into these situations to get those shots and tell the story. And hopefully bring some awareness too for when these disasters strike. People see the damage and video firsthand. Maybe next time they'll take the next storm seriously if one comes their way.
Now, Rigsby does plan to head to a less devastated area to refuel and get more supplies so that he doesn't drain any of that where it's most needed. Then he plans to head back to the hardest hit places to share that story through pictures and video. Andrew?
All right, Brittany, thanks so much. And we know you probably want to help people impacted by the hurricane tonight. So we've put together a list of resources. Just text the word IAN to 614-460-3345 to get that list sent straight to your phone.